We haven't done a video in quite a while, so I figured I would do one. So there's been quite a lot of changes recently. So the main one is we have wall all the way around the property. We're finishing up the last section. So we've painted the house. It's green with blue accents. Next to the motorcycle, the dark patch, we painted the wrong color. So we have to just repaint that. And then we installed several Kubos, which, at my birthday party, was a great thing to have. It's a lot of work goes into it. All the Nipa panels are all hand sewn. For each panel, they're I think like 4 feet long. Is 4 pesos. So super cheap for all the labor that goes into it. And then our turtle for mowing up the rice fields has its own little home. It's a business that Kathy has. She's got 3 guys locally that go and operate it, and they make really good money doing it, so they don't mind. And these are more of the Nipa panels because we've got more addition to do. And then we've got a little food prep area over here. We've got benches. A little bit has decided that this is her area only. And I have to put the backrest on this section. And then over here, we're actually going to be Kubos that actually have bedrooms, so when friends or family come by, they've got somewhere to stay. So it's kind of like a little mini resort, on the estate, and then tons and tons of sand, gravel. And then where the van is parked, we're actually going to turn that into 2 bedrooms, fairly small, but typical Philippines size. Because TJ's needing his own room here shortly. And the motorcycles. And then that door is the extra bathroom that we put in. And then a big pile of bamboo is for doing the Kubos. And then all the dogs' dishes. And then the squash plant that just started growing and is almost overtaken the whole front of the house for now. And then we got 2 septics. The first one is strictly for the toilets. The second one is, showers, sinks. And then the effluent from the first one goes into that one, and then it, goes into the ground from there. And now we've got 13 goats. This one's Kid. He's the oldest male. super friendly. Yeah. Yeah. He just wants you to rub his head all day long. It's up to him. That's what everyone would do. And then this one's Bella, Snow, and Ginger, and their horns are starting to come in. Yeah, tons of chickens. Yeah, the goat house, which the chickens at night have taken over the top section. And this is the section that they've got to finish. They're adding more to the columns to make it, anywhere from 6 to 8 feet high. It all depends on the other side, so you don't have the street dogs trying to get in here and kill any of the animals. And then you've got Daisy with Buck and Sally. You've got Nanny, and then her baby that's not even a week old is Midnight. And then you got our trash pile. And you've got Pootie, which is white. Then the baby is Trooper, Mama is Nanny, and then her sister is Penny. And Penny I delivered, and so she comes over all the time and wants to be petted. She thinks that she's either a human or a dog, all depends. And then we got a septic for the pigs. That way, we don't have to deal with smell. Because a lot of houses that have pigs, the poop just goes on the ground and it doesn't smell so good. And so ours is all contained, and it's already set up so we can add, another line coming off, the other piggery that, we're in the process of building. And then there's 4 pigs. She's going to keep 2 females to be mamas, and then she'll sell the 2 males probably to the guy at the market. Last time she sold 2, she made 35,000 pesos, which is not too bad. About $600. And that was after taken out for all the feed that she's put into it. And so more wall, lots and lots of block. When we convert this into bedrooms, then over where you've got the little buffalo cart leaning up against the wall, those first 2 panels, that'll turn into the carport over there. And then we got couple solar lights that come on to light up the property. And so we put the chain link on top, and on the other side you look up and in spots it's like 12 feet. So rather intimidating, which is the whole point of having it all. But big yard for the dogs and TJ to play. He's out here, with the dogs playing and the goats, and sitting down, holding the babies, giving them hugs and kisses. But it's definitely coming around. And then we've got, curtains that we put down, in the afternoon. Otherwise, it's a little warm on the patio, but that keeps probably 10 to 15 degrees cooler. Kind of a wind tunnel effect. And then the neighbors have built a solid house now. I haven't done anything to it for a while. But they got the roof on. And then Clyde owns the whole top of the hill over there, finishing up, their house. So they should be moving in, and he said, May to June time frame. But this is, what I look at every single day. Got the jungle starting over there. And the terrace rice fields. The section in front of us is the last section, for them to, get back running. They finally have water to it, because when Odette came through, it took out, all the canals, and so all the rice fields all the way around, were out of commission. And so for the last, few years they've been working on it, and so that's the last section to get up and running. So they've done quite a bit of work. So a lot more money coming into the area. And then plenty of dogs. Security. You can't have a firearm, but the dogs keep everyone at bay. The only ones that come through the gate, without any issues, the workers and family. No one else will come through because they're all afraid the dogs are going to eat them. So, and then all the bags of concrete. But it's been a year and a half of working on it, and it's all coming through. There's a bunch more that we'll end up doing, but we got the workers till the end of May, and then end up taking a couple months off. Living in a construction zone for so long, kind of takes a toll. So, and then the couches out here for the dogs. We got nice ones inside the dining room. So we got air conditioner in here, so we can close everything on, turn it on, and keep nice and cool. And we're 100% solar. No electricity coming in. The only thing we have coming into the property is Wi-Fi, and it's fiber optic, and then water. Other than that, it's all self-sufficient. All the locals refer to the property as the mansion. Most average lot size around here, is 2, 3, 400 square meters, and we're at 5,500. So it's, you know, huge compared to, you know, the average. So, but no, we've been doing lots and lots of work. Yeah. But there's a few blocks. Yeah. You know, we order 1,000 at a time, and it doesn't take very long to go through them. So, you know, we're probably, you know, over 10,000 blocks, you know, and everything. You know. And then all the wood is cocoa wood, and it's super, super hard. You know, they'll go to drive nails in it, and you got sparks coming out of it. Yeah. And then the dogs have decided that, you know, underneath the Kubos is a cool place for them to hang out. So, but, you know, they don't tear anything up. You know, they like it because, you know, when it's hot, they got somewhere to get out of the sun as well. So then you get Squeaky and Boots, Teddy over there, you know, Sable, Mutt, that, you know, came with our old place. She was a street dog that, you know, the old lady had died, and the family just threw her out on the street. You know, super, super sweet. And then Spot, that, you know, malnutrition when we found him, and, you know, now look at him. So, but yeah, everything's going good. So.